11:48 at night, listening to a bit of Santan, of course. Just kind of doing a few things. Can't sleep, so this is one of the things I'm doing. Making a link tree, one place where you can either go to YouTube or you can go to Helos. The goal altogether is to create like Helos on YouTube is its own entity and Helos Clothing is its own entity. Helos Media promotes Helos Clothing. This is where the money comes from and the funding. And then this is where the content comes from. I plan to do heaps more on YouTube. Just need to, first of all, download Adobe and get going on all that stuff. Learn a bit more about video editing and set up some consistent series. So like Time for Talent, I did that and then I didn't do another one to back it up. Time for Talent's hard to do because I don't have my own location, like a studio or anything like that. Kind of just raising finances first. Next year, I reckon I'll have 3 shows hopefully going. Or 3 series at least. So I have vlogs, Time for Talent, and I want another 2. One based around music, and one based around like the culture or just anything really. When it comes to Australian music, I'm pretty well connected with like what's happening, because I kind of like do my research really. When I find an artist, find out where they're from. I listen to lyrics very attentively, so I catch bars pretty quickly, stuff like that. It's what I like about rap. That's why I listen to a few rappers that maybe not a lot of other people listen to because of like their message, and often I'll look into their background. Good example is someone like Potter Paper in the UK. He did 3 albums, and after each album he went into jail, so they're all called Training Day, and like the story behind that, you learn a lot about him, but like on a party level you'd never hear him. But in Australia we don't have like content. If you go to America and UK, you look everywhere, there's content left, right and fucking centre. Whereas you come to Australia, the A1 show, which is on Spotify, that's pretty good. A few podcasts here and there, but like even like people aren't really on top of the scene. People still write it off, but to me, I see something big happening. I see like I see a lot of talent, and a lot of resources being now focused on it. And the people I've worked with, like Fez, Young Six, I'm looking at him now on Spotify. He's got over 700,000 streams. He's a kid from Bidwell, like St. Mary's area, you know what I mean? And same with Fez. Fez is doing like over 300,000 just on Spotify. These artists, they need a platform to, first of all, tell you who they are, tell their story, and like expand on like much more than just like what you hear in the music, because that's how you get fans. That's how you lock people in. So you get to hear these people's stories. Like when I've met these people and we're shooting and we're taking photos, I don't really video because sometimes like I don't really know them too well. But like when you get to know them and like they just open up about stuff or tell you about stuff, it's like fucking hell, like these guys have a story. I'm from the mountains, so I've never really seen that side of life. I'm very well aware of it. I'm not ignorant to it. I'm pretty street smart myself, but like completely different ball game in some of these areas. And you know, updating stock on hoodies. I need to sell more hoodies and shirts. Kind of funding that championship order, doing all that type of shit. Been looking at suppliers and shit like that as well, which should be good. But updating the website as well. So right now I'm just messaging a few artists, see if they want to hop on Time for Talent. Also want to message a footballer by the name of Joey Coletti. Joey I know through one of my childhood best friends, Henry Davies. Grew up playing football together at AIS and stuff like that. So Joey now plays for Adelaide. I'd love to do a piece with him, but when they're an athlete they could be sponsored by Nike, shit like that. I'll explain this now. So with the hoodies, the reason why they've gone up in price is a few things. If you want to expand a business, you need like money. When it comes to like clothing's such a saturated market, and when you're producing not a huge amount, like I'm not at all, I'm not producing a huge amount at all. So the difference is like you need to charge a certain price for your product, and I know people that sell the exact same product, essentially same material, all that shit, like sell it for way more. And I know when people are selling hoodies for like $50, I can tell you they're making $18 to $20 a hoodie. Can't scale a business like that. Obviously prices go up and down when it comes to like what you're getting stitched and what else you're adding onto it, like tags and stuff like that, and shipment. When I first did hoodies, they were $50, and that's most probably the dumbest thing I've ever done in my life. I feel like 85 is a fair price because what you're paying for. At first, paying for the hoodie. The hoodie itself costs a shit ton because I'm not shipping that many and I'm getting them done in Australia. Embroidery on the hoodie, tag on the hoodie, delivery cost. Then we have manual labor, my amount of time that goes into them. And you'd be surprised. Shopify takes a cut every month. Shopify costs me a certain amount every month. PayPal takes its tidy little cut. Afterpay takes its tidy little cut. And Shopify takes its tidy little cut of every sale as well. Especially Afterpay. But I don't mind because Afterpay gets me a lot of sales. So, yeah, like, and I need money in the business. Like, I've got to account for profit, you know what I mean? So, most probably if I had a site as well, like in a physical place where I sold, I'd sell them for heaps more. But I don't. So, that's why they're cheap now. But if I did have a site, I guarantee you the quality would be a lot better. There's definitely an increase in quality in colored palettes that I can use and detail. Helos in a small logo here, like in a H, special H. I want drawstrings to be a lot better. I want this to be a lot better. I want this to be a bit tighter. I need to realize my target market, it's not boys in the mines, eh? It's not blokes on, $2,000 a week. It's kids that, it's like, I say kids, but it's like 16 to 23-year-olds, a lot of them uni students, don't work full time. So people that are earning anywhere between 150 to 600, 800 a week. There's obviously exceptions, but like a lot of my mates are apprentices still. Some finish this year, some don't. But so, they're not on crazy money either. So like just doing all that. So yeah, just kind of got to account for that price wise. When you're buying a hoodie, while you might think it's expensive, there's so much more cost than just the hoodie. So much more cost. Whatever business you support, doesn't have to be mine. Just anyone's. Just remember, there's a lot more cost than the actual product to that pricing. Pretty happy to pay whatever. Obviously, I'm pretty realistic with what I'm happy to pay. But like, if somebody's selling you a candle for $20, just remember they got to make that. Like, especially if it's homemade, they got to make that. They got to buy the ingredients. They got to spend a certain amount of time on it. They got to package it. They got to pay for the packaging, and then like the cost of what they go through to do it. Like, yeah, it's. So, hopefully it's a reality check. If not, fuck it. Maybe you'll learn one day. Maybe you won't. Doesn't matter. Alright, calling Killian now. Filming, time for talent. Hey bro, it's Harry. How are ya? How you going?
Good, man. Chilling.
Yeah, that's good, bro. Hey, what time are you free tomorrow at? Do you have a studio we can go to? Well, it depends. Do you want it? Do you want this video out as Pain and Suffering comes out, or are you happy to let it wait a few weeks? And there's just some sick shots of like in a studio, and I think like I don't really want to do an artist without having shots of them in a studio. The start of it, we're gonna have like a clip of you working in most probably like a dark room or like a black and white room.
I would say staying true to yourself is just like always making what decision you feel like is best for you, allowing you to hold the overall decisions.
And then it goes into the documentary. So whatever you want to say that you feel best replicates you as an artist, or like whatever quote you feel like best represents you, we'll do something like that. And then we'll go into like a montage, for less use of a better word, of like cinematic shots of you in the studio, 2-7 project shots, shit like that.
Yeah.
And then we'll finish off with you saying Pain and Suffering out now.
Yeah, yo, it's gonna be lit.
Yeah.